document and new. Gonna turn off range. Here we go. And I'm gonna upload my interface. So preference, configuration, load UI, and our last UI. I actually have another one, but I am not going to use it for now. Did I copy this to the class folder or anything? Oh, no. What am I doing? So we're going to add more stuff into it. So this is what I have. And for people who are online, do you guys still know how to customize your UI?
Yeah.
You do,
Especially
right?
from the videos beforehand.
Okay. So you guys don't need my preference. I think you should learn how to do it anyway. It's much better when you know how. So I have how many of you did finish a figure C2? Good. Do you have hand? Oh, no, not yet. Okay, so let's do hand together then. Really easy, but I'm gonna go over a little bit more. This is my, there we go. I did the wrong one. Maybe that one? Yes. Okay. Oops. Turn on edit mode, Control N, F. So now basically, what you need to concern about the hand is you will need to put the thumb to the side, because if you look at on your thumb, it's actually on the side. So because the thumb can turn like this. So you gotta find a way that inserts. So basically you're gonna have kind of extra sphere on the palm. That's it. And then full finger, they just rotate like this and spread. Now, the trick working with hand is if you are not familiar with anatomy, most likely you're gonna end up, when you're drawing too, you're gonna have no space on your finger. It's really important to have space because that's how it looks. Has space. So I know when I was young, I did that too. I draw just like a V shape between. It's actually a narrow U shape if you draw it on the finger. So make sure you focus on that. And the number of the sphere, basically you just do 3 each, because you know it's a separate 3 bones on your finger. Now the thumb is 3 also, but it started right on the wrist. So that's why I add right here 1, 2, 3. So when I press A is preview. When you do a preview, it will not look good because we have to form the shape. And now I'm gonna press back to A. When you do C-sphere, how many of you do not have C-sphere at all, like the body? Do you want me to start it over? It's really quick. Okay, let's do it together again one more time. People who already done it, can you try to do the hand? And I'm gonna turn off this, switch, clear my screen, and you start off with, let me change the material to basic material. You click on tool and you choose C-sphere to get started. Now, You draw Z-sphere, and then you can turn on edit or press T. Edit is this button, shortcut is T. Okay. So now how to work with Z-sphere is, I'm gonna start it from the pivots and then go up. So let's hold shift and hold on. I got the water in the outside. Okay. So click on font view. When you move your cursor over it, when you click, you create a Z-sphere inside, like sizing. You are not moving. To move it, there are two ways. You can hold Control key after you get the size you want, and then just move it up a little. Now you can let Control key off, and then you can move it around. So I'm gonna just move it like that. So now let's try one more. Oop. Alt key and here we go. Okay. So now if you want to preview in geometry, you need to use your tool palette. Scroll down until you find adaptive skin. Enable it. Now when we started to do on Z-sphere, I would encourage you to remove Dynamesh. Right now Dynamesh is on, density is 2.2. Can you click on preview and turn on a polyframe so that you can see this is Dynamesh object as what we've been doing with Dynamesh. However, we're going to convert your model into Dynamesh anyway, but I want to talk about how to control the load topology, because sometime you may want, not sometime, a lot of time you wanted to do for a modeling for video game or modeling for animation, so you wanted to see how the Z-sphere affect the layout of the wireframe. So what I want you to do is reduce the Dynamesh to 0, sorry. Toggle on and off. And right now polyframe is on, so I have line fill. So this is how it looks at the moment. Now, when you see something like this, it means each sphere, it could be the size and the gap. So they may overlap. So if I press A to turn off, so it's not overlap in this point. It's kind of changing, it has an angle. You can make some little adjustment by turn on move to. Click on the sphere that you wanted to change the direction. And I kind of try to straighten it out. It doesn't have to be straight, but press A is toggle preview. So now it's still doing that. Press A back again. Let's select the bottom one. So now I can see something wrong here. Let's go to side view quick. Click on the red color. Now click on the top one. Can you see the difference? There's a highlight and there's a dark color. Now this one is only highlight. So it means it's kind of turning around. You may not need to worry right now yet, because let's go to font view. Okay. And I'm going to click that. I'm going to kind of try to straighten it out a little bit. I can add a hip bone, like a hip part of the body. See if it fixed. If it's not fixed, we can actually rotate the Z-sphere. So I'm going to click draw. Now this time I'm going to press X to create symmetrical. So now I'm going to drag until you like the size. You can add Alt key to move if you want to. Oops, I did it wrong. Hold on. Let's do it again. Drag, Alt key, and then slightly move it out. Now, I'm going to undo quick. If you don't use an Alt key, Because Alt key, when you started to drag, is actually shifting the location of the, no, shifting the orientation from the source of the sphere. Yeah.
So when I try to like place the one that's on top, I just still can't seem to like get it like centered.
Oh, you're gonna have to move them around. After you're done, you switch to move and then go to left and front until you make some adjustment. That's what I did actually.
Okay.
So, it's like, because it's such a free hand on ZBrush, so it's really hard to get them straight. You can try to hold Shift key after you create. Don't hold it first though. So let's try this. Create a, switch to Q. Q is edit or draw. And started to create a C-sphere, let go, and then press W for move to, and then now you can adjust. If you wanted to change the size, you press E, scale. Okay, now I'm gonna press A. Kind of fix, I got that sphere back. So basically when, let me press A again. Let's switch to move, rotate to, and I'm gonna activate that. Now, I can't really rotate this. The rotate tool does this. If you grab right here on the link, look, there we go. And you kind of, when you rotate on the link, you create a pivot from the base of the sphere that is on the bottom, where we will create it. So when you rotate on the body, you rotate the sphere orientation. So now it's mean this guy, if right now it's not twist anymore, but if it twists, you can go back and you grab and then you just try to rotate it. Oh, sorry, this is a link, so it can't be rotated, so never mind. You can rotate only on the ending, not the base sphere. This is the base sphere because the first one. And now, let's add leg. So switch to draw. If you hold Shift key and click, you will get exactly same size of the base sphere that you click on. Now I can add Control key, and it moved in the wrong way because the way I selected, it's no big deal. I'm gonna let go first. Now I'm gonna switch to rotate to, and I'm gonna grab the link and then rotate it down. So at this point, I am not worried about proportion yet. I just want to get everything, like get all the limb. So now, switch to draw, Q. This time I'm gonna grab and drag, and then I'm gonna add Alt key and let go Alt key so that I can move. Alt key to get started. Switch to the side view, okay. Relocate it, I'm gonna switch. Now you can use move or rotate. Move, you can just changing the location of the sphere. Rotate, just do like this. There we go. I can grab the link and rotate. Okay. Now I want to reposition this. Here we go. And I can just move to. I'm not worried about proportion yet. So now we do not create a toe. We're gonna just put the shoes on, so there's no need to add toe joint, things like that. So I'm gonna press Q to go back to draw. And then if I hold Shift and click, oops, I click it wrong way, undo. Select for click and drag, and then I can add Shift, add Control, let go everything, and then you can move. There we go. And gonna move a little, switch to move to, sorry, I forgot. There we go. And I spread the leg a little bit because if you press A, I want to have gap. Now, this is my problem. It was twist. Can you see it twist? Well, I'm going to press A. I'm going to try to work on this section. Which one? It twists. I think I twist the leg, the joint right here. So I'm going to have to use rotate tool and rotate on the sphere itself. If I can, we can remove them. I'm gonna have to rotate right. I make a mistake when I try to rotate them. Here we go. So we can fix it by removing it. If you add Alt key, make sure you're on draw. You can remove. Let me press A. So now it's kind of fixed at the moment. And after I remove, I can add it back. To add it back, you just move your cursor, make sure you're on draw, over the link, add. That's it. Press A, still twist, no big deal. And I'm gonna have to switch to move to. Now, when you see transparency, so it means it's too much overlap on the sphere. If I move it out, can you see it's gone? So when it's overlap, that causes the transparency. So it will twist, basically. Oops, wrong one. I think I can make the sphere a little smaller on the base and on the hip. Let me make it smaller. And I'm gonna move it to the side. There we go. This guy probably has to be smaller. Okay. There we go. So, and I'm gonna grab that. Gonna move closer. Now, it might look a little ugly at the moment because after we convert this, we can scale them down. And I think my pivot is, no, don't crash. Here we go. It does crash. Enable my recorded. Sorry. So half of it on the thumb, I think that's what I missed. So video was cut off for a bit. So now let's say I like this. And we can convert the C-sphere into, let me turn off intensity. This is 1 in density. I really twist. I think I should have started off from a new sphere because this model is way too bad. When I first start the sphere, it doesn't look good at all. Hold on, let me save this anyway. Save again. Body sphere 1. Okay. Let me load. Okay. Let me check this quick. Oh. So, and seems like, oh, hold on, what am I doing? Let me check my original model. 1, 2. The wrist. I think the last model that I did in front of you is the scale on the wrist, and the base of the thumb and then the palm are two different size, so it's create overlap so much. This one, it has the same size. And 1, 2. Hey guys, somehow when I leave the thumb only 3 joints, not 4. Because what it does is the links are actually formed into this section, so which is okay. So I mean, if you do 4 like what I did from the beginning, it's fine too from the other one, because when we convert it, and hey guys, I add the thigh right here. So let me go back to this one. So I insert the thigh, there we go, and I scale it to make it a little more bulkier. And if you wanted to add a little bulky on the calf, you could. I didn't do it on that one. So I know what happened on this model. The first sphere caused the problem because it's twist. Oh, right now I'm on too low. Let's do 4. There we go. So, and I'm going to use the bad one so that you see how I fix them. So I increase the density to about 3 so that we can get to start to soften the shape before we go to Dynamash. Okay. So now we're going to convert this. Click on Make Adaptive Skin. When you click on it, basically it's create another one. So I'm going to go to Draw. There we go. When you click on Draw, basically ZBrush doesn't override it. Just create another one. So you have a like 01 or 02 name. And you need to save this. So this one I'm going to call, not C-sphere anymore, Body Base Mesh. Okay. So we're going to edit from this. Now, what I can do is, because it's still so low, you can smooth it. I turn on symmetry to spread things. Okay. Smooth. Okay. So that, especially on the area that kind of overlap or creasing. Obviously, my palm, that's the problem one. There we go. So I'm going to just soften it. Okay. And I think that's it. That's my problem, the intersect. I should have go back and fix. So in this case, what you can do is, guys, if something bad like this, because C-spheres already have a polygroup, if you hold Control and click, here we go. Now you see what the problem is there. So I'm going to just soften it, because it's, now I know what it was. It's the location of the C-sphere, my C-sphere, is kind of intersect. It's getting so deep inside there. Now I can do this. I can mask and then unmask, Alt Control Paint. Oh, hold on. I have to paint right here, and then I'm gonna move it up. I'm gonna paint only that area. Oops, Control key. Oh. I don't know why I have to paint like that. Just Control click. Oh, hold on. We can just move this. Turn on Move To and move it out, and then we soften it later. So I'm gonna have to bring my, let's press F. And I'm gonna hold Alt and then click unmask, mask center. So here we go. And then I'm going to move this out a little bit. Now, I'm going to go back to Q and Control Shift click. Oh, now I can see it's too big there. Let me undo quick. I'm going to just scale it down instead. And this time though, let's go to Q. Let me mask. Control mask. Control pen. Some area that I don't want to scale. I'm going to scale the base. There we go. Alt click to center. Right here, center and scale unit. Scale. It's not center. So I'm going to hold Alt key and then recentering it. Huh. Oh, why don't I move? If I hold Alt key, I can relocate the pivot point. Why don't I move like this? That's better. Okay. Okay. Scale this out. Oh. Doesn't let me scale it yet. That's okay. Gonna press Q and just soften. Let's soften instead. I can't scale it. Soft because I want the overlap section to show up. Show itself. There we go. Now, I can enlarge, not enlarge, extend the display. Can you look at on my screen quick? This is really helpful. Under visibility, you can click grow. Why it's not grow? That's so weird. Doesn't let me go. Grow. What? That's so weird. I should be able to grow my selection, like the face. Something not right here. Let me go back again. Okay. Let me try to make mesh. Okay, I know what happened, guys. I thought it already auto make poly mesh. It does not. I don't know why. So now, if I highlight this, oh, still doesn't do it. Well, I do not know exactly what caused that. So in this case, I gotta do my best to fix this. I kind of feel like I should have fix on the Dynamash. Okay. Hey guys, I think this is kind of a beyond, not beyond, it's gonna take too much work. They're really not in the right place. Okay guys, I give up. I'm gonna go back to my C-sphere quick. Fix it on there. Because that's too hard. Okay, where's my C-sphere? That one, probably match. This one. C-sphere. I'm gonna have to load it again. C-sphere 1. Okay. That's the problem one. Yep. Let me increase my adaptive skin to 3. Dynamass to 0. There we go. Okay. Got to figure it out what caused this. One of that. Let me spare that. I'm gonna scale them down. Make it skinny. See if that fixes. It's really bad on this one. I am not having luck on this side. Okay. I'm gonna remove all of them. Start it over on that. That might be better choice. Okay. That already caused the problem on there. So let's reduce it. Okay. Oh, that's I had a problem on the palm itself. Okay. My problem is from the palm, not just from the finger. Well, this will be faster then to fix. Then try to fix it. Here we go. Okay. And I'm gonna add Q. Alright. Oop, wrong one. Hey guys, I have to do it again. Okay. And there. I can scale the whole thing at one. Okay, this one better. And if it's too skinny, don't worry about it because we can use inflate brush when we edit the surface. This one. Okay, so now only thing I need to do is make arrangement. Not that one. Okay. Make sure you make the finger a little relaxed so that you don't have to use transpose tool so much when we convert it, after convert it. That's too tall, too long. That need to be longer. Oh. Too far. The pinky should be the shorter one. Okay. And right now I'm trying to avoid the overlap. Oh, a little crooked there. Okay, I think I'm ready. So I'm gonna save this guy again, sphere 1, and then I'm gonna adaptive skin. Let's see which one should I go. Number 2. Oh, no Dynamash. How about 2? 2 might be good. It's really blocky. Make adaptive. Okay, so let me click. Go to draw. I think this is the one. I'm gonna save this as body mesh. Here we go. And then, okay, so it should be poly mesh now. And while you're on a low polygon of the low division, use move topology to help. Okay. And let me test again if that would work. Visibility, grow. Here we go, guys. Can you see? I can use it now. Something happened with that mesh. Grow visibility. I can shrink it. So this will help a lot when we try to, if we wanted to do a create a poly group. So, like for example, if I want to separate, can you see right now the arms are not? So I can do like this. I can shrink, and then I'm gonna shrink this. I'm gonna remove this section. So if I do Control click or Control Alt, change to lasso, and I can hide this. And then now I can go to polygroup and group visible, so that I can separate clavicle, shoulder, wrist, finger, and so on. So right now I'm gonna smooth them first, try to get the shape. So right now we're gonna edit. We don't edit the. We edit the form, not the proportion, because the proportion we already got it. So edit only the form, so it means you don't move the elbow. If it elbow right there, just leave it there. The length of the hand, oh, we didn't figure out the length of the hand, so never mind. So I'm gonna, what about this section? You can use inflate brush, hold Alt key and then tab to shrink it with the inflate. There we go. So that you can reduce the thick of the form. And on the body, there we go. And right here, I think this section you may need to do smooth. Okay, and then you're gonna use move topology, because it's such a low, easy to modify that. So basically I'm gonna create the shape like hold on one moment, the shape like underwear on this section, like underwear look, or pamper, maybe diaper. Okay, maybe diaper, that's what it's called. And I can move the thigh a little closer. There you go. But once again, leave the gap. We want the gap. And if it twists so much, soften it. And I mean, you don't need to really worry so much about topology, because we're going to convert them into Dynamesh later. Right now, we want it to be able to control the shape. Use inflate to help. Oops. Okay. Now the head, you might need to move it. The neck. And don't forget, you need to have a little shape of your trapezius on the back side. So that's a really awkward looking. There we go. Okay. Adjust the foot. So that when we convert it to Dynamesh, it's easy to change and easy to touch up. The foot is too long. When you look at on the top, make sure the arm has a straight line, because otherwise look like a noodle. I think we ready. Save again. Okay. right. Let me check the dimension, check the space again. Hold on. I don't like the neck. That has to be higher actually, but that's okay. Prepare the shoulder blade a little bit. Okay. And that one I'm going to. I think this is good because. Okay. Are you guys doing okay?
I was putting in the last, like, getting my last like finger placed on there when you started doing it.
You mean the finger?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have all of it placed.
Uh-huh.
The
I mean, go ahead.
what you're doing with like the topology, I miss like how to get to that part.
Oh, to get to this part? Okay. You go to a adaptive skin. Hold on, let me save this one. And on adaptive skin option, let me go back to my C-sphere. Not that one. Okay. Right here, adaptive skin. Make sure Dynamash set to 0. And then my density I add 2. This is what I get. The other model I have a lot better looking. You can do like 2 or 3. Don't do too much so that you can move them easily, can soften them and things like that. Okay. And then when you're done, you just click make adaptive skin. Make sure you save this one first. Like save into some name. Like put the C-sphere on it. And maybe I'm gonna do screen capture on this one and leave it in the under the lecture, because this model you can just kind of when you do on your own, you can kind of copy the position of the sphere so that it looks kind of decent. Okay, so let me do. I'll do this later today. Okay. Are you okay now? Okay. So, and now this is what I have. And I'm ready to convert this to Dynamash. So I'm going to save this in as again. And then I'm going to call figure build or something like that. Figure 01. So we're going to convert it to Dynamash. Oh, before that, we can, hold on, I forgot. I didn't even touch up the hand yet. Because still low poly, let's touch that up quick. Basically, I'm going to just soften it, the palm. There you go.
Is there like a way to, like, so essentially like the forearm part, I was wanting to bring in a bit because it's a bit long, but anytime I try to move it, it like distorts the hand a lot.
You could do something like, hold on, let's say if I wanted to shrink only this this section, let me measure it. 1. So this is side correct. Okay, mine is a little, actually mine is not bad. So let's say I want to shrink a little bit. You can mask all of it by clicking, and then you hold Control and Alt, and from using pen you can change while you Control Alt. Oh, I can't do it. Can you see Control Alt? You unmask. Now I can do. Why did I'm not able to do that. I wanted to change to marquee selection. Maybe I have to do. That's so strange. Oh, sorry guys. Can you hold Control key and then click, switch to lasso, mask, lasso, and then now you can add Control Alt to unmask. To unmask. Can you see? And now you turn on Move to, and you can hold Alt key and relocate the gizmo right there. And then I'm gonna rotate also. I'm gonna use my y-axis. You can use x-axis or y. After I after I remove my Alt key, can you see I can scale at that pivot point? Mine is, hold on. That should be okay. I don't know why I cannot. Yeah, why it's not scaled like what I wanted to. Well, I'm gonna use move instead. Can you see, Zach? I can't scale, so I have to move like this. I can shrink. And it should be able, I should be able to scale into that direction. I don't know why it does. Oh, I was wrong. Okay. Because scale is, it's stretch. I want it to move, so I have to use move. I forgot. Here we go. So can you see, you can shrink. Now you can apply this to anywhere. Like for example, I'm going to go back to draw and then mask everything again by clicking. Now I got to move the neck out. So hold Control and Alt, and then I'm going to unmask. Here we go. And then I can turn on Move to. You might need to press F to frame all, and then hold Alt key and click reset the unmasked pivot to the unmasked area. Not unmasked pivot. Reset the pivot of the selection, and then I'm gonna switch orientation. Here we go. And now I can move. Oops, not scale, move. I wanted to extend the neck. I can move. And then now I can scale all of them so that my head a little short, smaller. Move it back. Now I got the neck. Here we go. You see. So now my left and right are not symmetrical. So we can fix this. Let's unmask. First thing, I need to flip because ZBrush will mirror only from the left side to the right side. So I want to keep the right shape, the right side shape. So I'm gonna go to deformation, mirror X to reverse the side. Oh, how did I have multiple division? That's weird. Geometry. Oh, I totally forgot. When we convert adaptive skin, it's based on the division that you choose. I choose 2 division. So it means I can go back between 1 and 2. Now, I don't want the 1. See, this is the 1. I don't want that. I want 2. So I'm gonna go to 2, and then I'm gonna delete lower. So under Rores. Oh. I thought I did the one moment. You know what? If I cannot delete the lower, I don't know why I cannot delete the lower. Geometry. Sorry guys. Well, in this case, I don't know why I can't delete the lower. There's no option on delete loop. Let's see if I can clone it quick. Let me clone quick. Clone Dynamash. Oh. Oh, guys. It still keep the memory of the seed sphere. You need to click on make polymesh first, and then you will get a baking mesh from the adaptive skin. So I didn't know that adaptive skin would not let you convert that. So that's why there's no option for delete lower. So make sure you click make polymesh 3D, and then I'm gonna save this as, so this one will be figure 2. So figure 1 is adaptive. So now I should be able to deformation, mirror, here we go, because I want to keep this side, and then you go to geometry, modify topology, mirror, and wheel. Here we go. So now they are symmetry. So we're gonna save this. And now we're gonna convert this to Dynamash, and then we're gonna form the shape to look like human. And once again, guys, on the head, you can reuse your head. Just form them, and then you can cut them, like trim it, and then you put another the old head, and then stick it there, and then re-Dynamash them. So let's do re-Dynamash. I'm gonna use a little higher. I'm gonna do 300 first. Turn off blur, re-Dynamash. Here we go. If 300 is too high, you're gonna have to lower it down. Let me try to soft. Now, can you see when I soften? Oh, let me do soft higher. I think 300 is too high, so I'm gonna reduce it to 128. Let's do low first, and then I'm gonna touch up a little bit. Oops. Re-Dynamash, so that is lower. Now I can soft quicker. So by default, just soften everything. Make sure you turn on symmetry. Okay. If it softs not quick enough, you can do trim dynamics to kind of flatten it, and then soft. Oh, my bad. I thought my soft is on the smooth is on a high. It's just only 12. Now, I had a problem. I forgot. Can you see my finger is gone? See that? I forgot. I gotta undo. I can't read that a match right away. I probably gonna try to read at a match higher volumes. So 128 is not enough. 300 is too high. Let's do 200. Touch up a little bit, read at a match. Well, I can't go to 200 neither. It started to blend it. So undo. Even 300 is already started to, so I'm gonna have to go with 300, guys. I can't go lower than that. Here we go. So it's just because when it's close to each other, Dynamash trying to, because not enough segment. So that's why it started to touch up. You need to spread it apart more, but in this case, you don't have to do that. You can fix it by just make adjustment by moving them. Here we go. And re-Dynamash. Here we go. So I think I have to go even higher. Let's do 400 so that it won't try to connect them. Touch up. Now that's better. Here we go. And then we're going to have to go even higher, but not now. At this point, I'm gonna try to smooth everything. And here we go. On the finger, you may have to zoom in really close. And if you're using mouse like mine, just tap, tap, tap. Don't draw, because it's gonna go smooth too quick. And read at a mesh. And when it's too skinny, don't worry about it. We can do inflate. Can you see? Read and a mesh. Okay. So right now, smooth everything, and then we will try to form. Next section, I think, we will do the finger. What time is it? Oh, we're still good. Try to smooth. Now, when you started to form the surface, the mesh, not mass, the mass, make sure, look at on reference. I didn't choose reference because of my screen is too small, but I kind of remember because I've done it before. When you've done it a few times, you kind of remember the landmark of the body, because it's always the same. Doesn't matter what shape it is. It's going to be always the same. So right now, the width of my, basically you have to check every time, because sometimes I scale the head down, right? So it means the width of the body is incorrect. I'm measuring it. So right now I got the top of the head and the chin, one head to the nipple, which is good. But let me measure again. Now my shoulder is too wide, so I'm gonna use a move brush. Don't need to use move topology, a little bigger, and then just a little bit, and measurement it is two head, so one head on one side, and that's all it is. Okay, so now I can start it. Hey guys, at this moment we just form them. You may want it when you use a, let's say, standard brush, you can enable the Sculptis Pro. What Sculptis Pro does is this. If I turn on a polyframe and then I touch up, just only on this section. Can you see? It's kind of add extra geometry in real time. Now, when you read at a mesh, it will add really dense on that area. Can you see? So it's just like it can give you a little more flexibility in terms of started to sculpt, and see when I solve, it's kind of a test guesstimated. When I read at a mesh, it's come back. Here we go. Can you see? So you might want to use this. This is really helpful sometimes. A lot of time, actually. There we go. So, but sometimes it might end up with too dense geometry. So actually I found out that soften it is quicker with a Sculptis Pro, because this testament reduce the size of the geometry while softening, and then when you read at a mesh again, it will become dense again. So here we go. And now I can turn off polyframe now, because you already know that what it does. Just soften it quicker. Okay. So Now, I'm gonna turn off. You can leave it on if you like. I don't really like to use them that much. I don't know. There we go. So I'm gonna close the gap of the leg. Okay. And I'm gonna start it to form clavicle. Little angle. Chest. Maybe I need to use that to soften it a little quicker when it's smooth. Okay, so gonna move to and trapezius will be a little higher. Just form them. Let me soften it again. When it's smooth, I wanted to do it quick, I turn on a Sculptis Pro so that I can do it quick. Gonna move the face. Once again, on the head, I'm gonna just form it like basic head. I'm not going to add detail because I'm gonna bring my the bust model into this. So that's the shoulder blade. And if you look at from the top, I'm gonna draw the landmark for you. Basically, shoulder blade is coming like this. Go to the top, and there's a shoulder blade here. It looks like this. Clavicle and shoulder blade come and meet each other. Now, the clavicle, it will go over the top of the bone of the shoulder, of the arm joint on the top. So. And it's shaped like this on the back. And here we go, a little closer. Kind of go up like that. I think I draw this. It's too deep. Let me undo back. Let me draw a little less deep. Just want to create a landmark like this. There we go. Okay. So that's, see, I got the landmark, and now the pectoral muscle on the chest, the deltoid look like this. And then the muscle is coming like here. Join it. Here we go. So like this. So the deltoid go around right there. Here we go. And then it's connected to the shoulder blade. And shoulder blade is a little angled. I think I draw the shoulder blade a little too large, but that's how it looks. And the center. Oh, guys, one more thing. Can you see what I'm doing here? And I can do, this is called tracking. So basically, any tool, any brush that draw brush, not move brush. So let me do a little deeper so that you can see. First, I click first and then hold shift key, just keep holding it and drag the line. Now, I want it to cut through the straight line with the red line of mine. So you need to keep holding your mouse. Let go of the shift key first and then it will cut like that. Try again. Click and hold and then hold shift and drag. Keep holding shift. Now to get the cut based on the direction of your line, you let go of the shift first. And it will cut like that, straight line. So, called backtracking. There we go. And so this is the center. Oh. Make sure you click and hold your mouse before you move, and then add shift key, and then start it to drag. And then when you're ready, let go of shift key, it will cut. There we go. So that's shoulder blade. Now the rib cage, go like this, coming up there. That's the rib cage. And then you have a pivot bone, look like this, coming in. And go all the way. To that side. Now the bottom, it looked like this, and then there's a muscle that going around like this, coming out from here. So this, there we go. So this kind of abstraction right there. So now, this section, if a person who a little skinnier, you will see the bone of the pivot joint, pivot bone. You will see really pronounced. And right here, I'm gonna make it a little more pronounced. Here we go. And then it's come around to the back side too. So like this. So this is for skinny person. But you might see, like I'm kind of a gained weight recently. I have a what do you call muffin top. It's basically the fat that go cover this. That's why it looks so big when you gain weight. It's just because there's a bone right there already. So it's kind of keep going around to it. Now the rib cage, when you want it to form the shape that you can see the egg-shaped form of the rib cage. Doesn't matter, it will be a bigger person, skinny person. It will show. It will show. It had to show it. Okay. And now you might see that when in comic book or bodybuilder, you will see that when you look at on the side, because the rib cage is kind of egg-shaped, you see a little concave in there because it's actually inside there is only organ. And your rib cage is protecting your lung, your heart, and some part of the organ. And that's why when you don't posture, when you sit, you get a back pain, because there's not much structure, the support between the rib cage and the pivot at all. It's just only your spine. So, and the tummy, you kind of wanted to add a little curve like this. because there's a lot of stuff inside there. There we go. Okay. Now the femur bone, the leg joint, the leg bone is kind of go a little forward a little bit, and has a lot of muscle in there. The buttock need to go a little bigger, but right here, guys, this section you need to push in. Right here, that section. Try to push in. There we go. You can push in a little deeper for now, and then we can add it back. And then the separation of the butt. I don't know, buttock. I'm gonna use a Damien you can use Damien standard brush because it's really narrow. They are not wide. So let me do a little more. How about do it bigger? And I leave that on. Soften it. Here we go. So now I'm gonna touch up a little bit. I'm gonna use clay buildup. Little. Basically, it looked like this, the butt. There you go. Coming in a little bit. It's just like that. I think I did a little too much, but there we go. Okay. So, see, what I was mentioned is right here. We can define them later, but separation right here, because the skin and the fat are wrapping around the pivot bone and then coming. There we go. Oh, I forgot, sorry. Forgot to turn off my phone. I got a spam voicemail. Do you guys get those spam voicemail?
All the time.
I got that. It's so weird. Like they didn't even call; they just pops on the voicemail. And yeah, people are getting smarter in the bad way, but yeah, it really is. It's like they, in Thailand, we have a lot of criminals from all around the world because we are open country. So people come and, like there's a 2 years ago from Taiwan came in, and I don't know how did they do it. They go around to the ATM machine in the place that are not safe. They go around and then they add some equipment that take your information.
Oh, scanners, yeah.
It's just like, what? How did you do it? Because it's, we have camera, but I don't know how they.
Yeah, that's the thing I had to look out for.
Yeah, probably.
Go around and check comes every so often to make sure the tamper stickers actually messed with.
Oh, I always tell my friend who travel to my country, make sure you use the ATM only in the mall or in front of the bank. Don't do anywhere else.
It's the same way in Europe because
Oh.
if you go to any of the little
Alley.
shops that have ATMs,
Yeah.
you're pretty much told if something happens, the government and the banks aren't going to help you because you should only be getting it from authorized ATMs, which are only at banks.
That makes sense, yeah. It's like I use ATM all the time when I travel to other places like Italy, Japan, Taiwan, but I always focus on in the mall. Okay. And it's funny, this is only couple weeks ago, Robler in Thailand. But he came from somewhere in Russia as a tourist, and then came and kind of robbed people in the tent hotel. Like, what? Who would not expect that, you came as a traveler but intentional doing bad thing? It's like a, yeah. I mean, the world has changed so much. Is it in US or in Thailand? I don't remember. Oh, in Thailand again. Chinese taking airplane, and then they steal the stuff on airplane. And it took about a few flights. They came in like 2 or 3 times. Finally, we caught them. Oh, shoot. I still recording, so that's a bad evidence. It's in there. You will hear it. Okay. I think I'm gonna stop the lecture because pretty much it at the moment. Oh wait, let's do a little bit. You need to do just like I suggest, look at on the reference and then create a landmark, like by drawing or forming the shape, like the kneecap. There we go. And you could do like some kind of a N-gon shape, elbow, just to get a landmark. Now the hand, we come back and do it together because the hand is a little more complex. And use combination of the tool. Don't stick it only one tool, one brush, sorry, not two. And the elbow landmark by creasing the folding. I'm gonna soften the chest now. Hey guys, underneath the I'm gonna use a clay buildup to subtract. On the armpit, it's actually, if you think about it, I want you to think as it's a big hole in there because it's a gap between a bones and rib cage. But then later on there will be a skin coming through. So it's like this. This section, I'm gonna exaggerate a little bit. Here we go. It looked like this. Let me. Can you see the fiber of the muscle? It's right here. It's not great yet. Hold on. Let me connect it more. It looked like this, guys. When you do it, you just kind of create a little more subtle, but right now I'm exaggerated. I just want to show it to you. That's the pectoral muscle. Can you see the separation on the armpit and right here? And basically, when you add skin, it's kind of going attached like this. Here we go. So I kind of exaggerate a little bit to get the look. Yes.
Should we pose the character in the Z-sphere first?
No.
Before we,
You don't have to. I mean, you could, but then this one, if you don't pause it, it's easier to do symmetrical, so that you get everything ready to modify them.
okay.
And now to repose this, it's really easy. Like I show it to you. Let me turn off. You lock them first, like mask, and then you hold control, change to lasso 2, and add all. And I can do, oh, sorry. Let's do non-symmetry. I'm going to turn off X. Here we go. Let me show to you. Let's say I'm gonna bend the elbow. Here we go. So like that. And then I'm gonna click Alt, double click to soften it. Turn on move to, and then I'm gonna reset, center that. I keep holding Alt so that I can reposition. There we go. And now, can you see? That's it. Quicker, better. Because when you get to the point that you wanted to pose them, it means all finger left and right, that looks good already. And then you can go in individual to repose them more. So I am not going to do it yet. Here we go. Okay. Let me stop the record. I think that's enough.